It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David as he talks with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. Vitalant Public and Media Relations, Sue Thu is back in studio. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me on your show.
They've changed the name, but they didn't change our face that comes to do the show with me. Thank goodness.
That's right. In fact, everything is the same except for the name. We just have a new name that kind of recognizes our nationwide presence. A lot of people didn't realize that United Blood Services was the second largest blood center across the country. And over the last 3 years, about 9 other blood centers have joined our family, but we all had different names. So we came out in the fall under one brand new name, Vitalant, which represents the life-saving, vital nature of blood donations, and we're hoping that that helps people realize, whether they're in Arizona or in any one of 40 states, Vitalant is the blood center that provides their life-saving blood transfusions.
I had forgotten why Vitalant came up, because you sent me a press release when it happened.
I did.
United Blood Services is now going to be called Vitalant. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. Why would they change their name? Because it doesn't say anything about blood, but then you said vital.
That's right. Blood donations are vital for hospital patients. And, you know, I think kind of the hope was, and the new trend in naming organizations is to try to stand out in the masses. And every blood center across the country has such a similar name to one another that it was really hard to even have one that stands out in the field. So now we are purple instead of red, like every other blood center in the country. And we have a unique name, hopefully a fresh new way of talking about blood donation, and we just want to stand out in the crowd so that people remember that Vitalant is the second largest blood provider in the country, serving 1,000 hospitals across 40 states. But of course, donations given here will go to help save patients throughout the Southwest. We serve our own needs first, and then we share with blood centers across the country in our network to try to balance out any shortages or surpluses so that everybody has what they need.
I was going to ask you that too. Does the blood stay local? But you said Southwest, so.
Our particular region, the Southwest Division, includes Arizona as well as southern Nevada up through Las Vegas. So there's about 75 hospitals throughout that region that we're the sole blood provider for. In Arizona, that's 62 hospitals. And so there are a lot of patients across the Southwest depending upon us. And you can imagine perhaps the impact that made on October 1st when they had the shooting a year and a half ago in Las Vegas. We were able to get blood there within 2 hours to replenish what those patients used, because we're a network that can easily communicate with one another, and it made it very easy for us to respond to that emergency.
Okay, and Sue asked me at the beginning of the show, because I've just been using the word Vitalant now, but I noticed that even on the stuff that you sent me, it says United Blood Vitalant, formerly known as United Blood Services. So we'll use that from now on, because you said that some folks aren't quite sure, like maybe United Blood Services has gone away, but it didn't go away. It's just a new name, that's all.
That's right.
Yes,
and
it's not gone away.
What a lot of people don't realize is that United Blood Services was founded right here in Arizona in 1943. So the national headquarters is right here in Arizona. So we've had a presence here in this state for much, much longer than many of our other United Blood Services sister centers across the country. So I think we have a lot of people who have been loyal to United Blood Services and perhaps don't realize that we didn't go away. We just changed our name. We're the same people with the same life-saving mission. And so the only thing that's different is the name that is going to help us have a more national presence across the country so that people remember who Vitalant is. And as we get snowbirds that come and spend the winters here from other colder climates, that they know whether they give blood on the East Coast or the West Coast, Vitalant is the blood center that provides their needs.
That's a good point to make. And one thing that didn't change, and you've heard me say it numerous times, is bloodhero.com. If you go to bloodhero.com, you can search out blood drives that are local, and then you can make an appointment and go there. So bloodhero.com, that did not change. The name is different, but as time goes by, we'll all get used to it. So it's not going to be that big a deal. Let's change gears a bit. This winter was exceptionally, all across the country, winter was huge, very big. And I was getting press releases from everybody about blood drives. They're getting canceled left and right. Spring became a huge wet spring, and blood drives are getting canceled. The flu season, although I don't think it was a huge flu season, it was still a flu season, and that has impact. You got all the holidays coming through the winter and, into the spring, and those have an impact on blood drives. So I've noticed that I was getting press releases, I want to say every few weeks, that said blood shortage, blood shortage. How has it been, and are we catching up?
We've had a tough year, and a lot of that is because, especially with our nationwide presence, we want to make sure that patients have the life-saving transfusions they need no matter where they live. So when you have these huge storms across the country where blood centers lose their ability to collect blood, not only is it a situation sometimes where blood centers can't open, but it's also when people are battling these devastations with flooding or severe weather, they're focusing on their life and protecting their family and making sure they've got food in the house. Donating blood is not always the first thing on their minds when things are in an emergency situation. So we have a lot of pride in the fact that because of our great climate here, which, we had a severe winter too, but not as bad as people on the East Coast.
Sure.
We were able to help because we could still collect blood here. But it takes constant education to let people know that you can't wait for an emergency to donate blood. It's the blood on the shelves that saves lives. So it was important for us to keep that messaging out there so that we could help patients on the help patients on the East Coast, in addition to meeting our own needs here.
Does blood spoil?
It does.
Okay.
Well, it actually,
does it go bad?
I have to say that blood does have a shelf life,
okay.
But does blood spoil? No, because we rarely work within the shelf life. Blood has a shelf life of 42 days for the most commonly transfused component. In reality, we probably go through our supplies of most blood types in a week or two. We strive to keep a 4-day supply on our shelves, so it would be really rare for a unit of red blood cells to stay on our shelves for 42 days or even run the risk of spoiling. But there are other components in blood that have a different shelf life. So red blood cells are 42 days. Plasma can be frozen, so it's good for a year. But probably the most precious blood component are called the platelets. And platelets are what cancer and leukemia patients depend upon. Platelets have just a 5-day shelf life, so you can imagine how important it is that we have a regular number of donors supplying platelets to those patients that are getting those treatments.
Wow, so you can break it up into 3 different places.
Absolutely. And
the one pint I give you could take and break that up into 3 different.
We can, and on top of that, those 3 components probably can be made into maybe 20 different products that patients require, just based on patient need. But there are so many ways that blood transfusions save lives, and we just need more donors to step up because there's a huge need here. In fact, just last month, I believe it was, in the Business Journal, the statistics came out that Maricopa County, which of course is the neighbor here to Yavapai County, Maricopa County is the fastest growing county in the country. And what you have to remember is the hospitals here in the Verde Valley, Prescott area, northern Arizona, most of those hospitals will stabilize patients that have emergency situations and then transport them down to Maricopa County, where they have specialty hospitals dealing with a variety of diseases and illnesses. So it's important that we meet the needs in Maricopa County because many of the residents here go to Maricopa County to get treated. They get their emergency treatment here, and then they're transported to those bigger hospitals in the valley for longer term care.
Yeah, we hear that all the time in the news. We got to take a break, okay? Website again is bloodhero.com. There's always blood drives coming up, so if you go there, you can find one close to you and a time that's convenient for you, and just sign up and make a reservation for something like that. Public and Media Relations for Vitalant, Suthu in studio today. Stick around, Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
journey toward better health with Ageless Touches Massage Therapy. Licensed massage therapist Richard Stevens uses the latest and best equipment to relieve scar tissue, electronic smog, and tinnitus. Ageless Touches does everything they can to work your issues down to the bone. Improve your path to better health with Ageless Touches Massage.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back. BloodHero.com is the website you want to remember. Public and Media Relations for Vitalant. Sue Thu in studio today. This is a list of blood drives that are coming up. You don't have to zoom in or nothing like that, Ryan, but there's a bunch of them coming up between the Verde Valley. If you're down the Phoenix area, there's a bunch down there, up in the Flagstaff area. So there's blood drives coming up over the next month. So just go to BloodHero.com. You can find one close to you to go ahead and make that life-saving donation. Now, how many do you need a day? You need a lot of blood every day just to keep up with things.
We do. It takes about 600 donors every day to meet the needs of Arizona hospital patients. And, you know, to accomplish that, of course, we have donor centers in the valley, but we host about a dozen different blood drives across the state every single day. So it's generally easy to find something right here in Prescott, Verde Valley, northern Arizona, all those communities. We probably have a blood drive going on in at least a couple of those communities every single day.
How do I, if I'm a business owner, and I would love, and I've got the space for it because we have to have space for it.
Right.
I can't have just like the room we're sitting in right now probably wouldn't be big enough to hold a blood drive in. But if I've got enough room, I could get you to come in and do a blood drive, right? Can I do that?
Absolutely. We just need to have enough donors that are willing to come to your blood drive to be able to make it, you know, worth our time to be able to come. Because obviously, if we used all of our equipment to go somewhere and collect 3 pints of blood, we would never be able to reach that 600 donor threshold every single day. So if an organization has a dedicated group of probably about 25 people that are interested in donating blood, we're happy to come to you. And we have a couple of different setups that we can use. If somebody has a nice big conference room, we can set up in there. But we also have a blood mobile, so we can take blood mobiles to many areas to collect blood. So all we ask is just, you know, contact us. If you go to our website, vitalant.org, that's vital, ANTVITALANT.org. There is a link that you can click on to contact us and let us know that you're interested in hosting a blood drive or finding more information out about where you can donate in your own community. But we'd love to talk to more people about hosting blood drives, especially during the summer when donations tend to decline so dramatically.
It seems like donations, I hear that a lot. That like in the fall we'll hit. We've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, people are really busy, you know, there's all the holiday trips going on and family going on. And then January, February, March, the weather's the coldest and the harshest, so you really don't want to be out and about then. Spring seems to be probably a good time for blood donations to pick up, but then summer hits and people are off doing things and going on vacation. Kids are out of school and all that stuff going on.
Well, in fact, the schools going on recess are what probably hit us the hardest as far as reduced blood donations, because 16 to 19-year-olds, believe it or not, are the largest age group of donors. Across Arizona, more than 20,000 blood donations are brought in at high school sponsored blood drives. So you can imagine the impact that makes when those schools go on the summer recess. So we really try to get the word out to a lot of the teens is please donate once while you're on your summer recess. But we need more people to step up and take their place in the summer months, especially during those holiday weeks. Whenever you get into a shortened work week, it's difficult for a lot of businesses to host blood drives because, let's face it, they're trying to get 5 days worth of work done in 4. And on top of that, many people take advantage of shortened work weeks to schedule their vacations in at that time frame. So we've got, first it's Memorial Day, and then of course Independence Day that's coming up next week. Mm-hmm. That's the lowest week of the summer for blood donations.
And it's on Thursday, so that's almost like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, Sunday. It's almost like a week-long vacation right there.
You bet. And so we've got a longer period of time where people are reducing the donations for the blood supply for the hospitals. But the good news is that we've had a lot of local partners that have joined forces with oh gosh, I had a little slip there. Have joined forces with Vitalant to thank blood donors. So we've got a lot of really great things coming up. If you give blood in Sedona or the Flagstaff area between June 29th and July 7th, the Coconino County Fair is going to thank all of those donors with a voucher for free entry to the fair, which is Labor Day weekend. And then if you're in the Verde Valley or Prescott area between the June 29th through July 7th, Pizza Hut is going to thank every donor with a voucher for a family-sized cookie. Their ultimate Hershey's chocolate chip cookie serves 8 people. It's really delicious.
No, if I'm around.
And
8 people, please. Anyways, go ahead.
So I know it's so delicious that I could probably eat a lot more than one serving of that. But we are very fortunate that we have local sponsors that will partner to help and call attention to those difficult weeks and thank donors for taking time out of their holiday plans.
I gave blood for the first time when I went to Mingus, junior year. They were doing a blood drive in the gym, and I thought, well, I've never done that before. Let's give that a try. And it's really a quick and easy process.
Oh, it's so easy.
It's really easy. It takes, maybe an hour, depending on you and how long, you want to sit and have some juice and cookies afterwards and get, rev back up again. But it doesn't take maybe more than an hour, right?
It really doesn't. If you time it just right, start to finish, the process is generally 45 minutes, in fact. So the first 15 minutes of your blood donation is spent answering some health history questions. You get a free mini physical, which is a great benefit. We check your pulse, blood pressure, temperature, blood iron level reading, all that kind of stuff, and go over all the qualifications. Then after that, you move to the donor bed. And actual donation time is only generally about 5 to 10 minutes. The rest of the time they're cleaning your arm and bandaging it. The donation really doesn't hurt any more than your annual flu shot. It's just a tiny little pinch. We take about a pint of blood from the crook of your arm right here. 5 to 10 minutes later, you're finished. Then we ask you to relax in the canteen area and get rehydrated, have some snacks to get some instant energy. And of course, the snacks are guilt-free because you lose a pound when you give blood. And then you go about your normal activities. About the only restriction that donors have after they donate blood is, to kind of watch how much strenuous physical exercise that they do on donation day, because we've just taken blood from your arm and we want that clot to stay intact after it heals up. So for about 6 to 8 hours, we ask that you avoid heavy lifting with that arm and make sure that you have a good meal and drink plenty of fluids before you hit the gym.
That's it. All right, let's take our next break. Bloodhero.com. Bloodhero.com is the website. Public and Media Relations for Vitalant. Sue Thu, stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Breakthrough Medicine's Dr. Shada Sina offers comprehensive hormone testing and customized hormone therapy with a focus on lifestyle medicine, weight loss, allergy drops, brain and digestive health, seasonal detox, and nutrition. Dr. Sina is a referral physician for Suzanne Summers, specializing in bioidentical hormones for men and women. Breakthrough Medicine is located in Cottonwood's Hot Yoga Plaza. Call for a 15-minute complimentary new patient consultation, 928-649-0269, or visit online at breakthrough-medicine.com.
Northern Arizona Mortgage Corporation is your local choice for personalized home loans, and they've been doing it since 1986. They help home buyers obtain FHA, VA, USDA guaranteed rural housing, and conventional loans. From start to finish, they offer a safe in-person application process with licensed loan originators. Contact Shelley White Collier at northernarizonaMortgage.com or call 634-4251. Visit their office, located at 707 East Dominguez, Suite 601, Cottonwood.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a couple minutes left in the program. Real quick, we wanted to announce that anybody who donates up until what, September
6th.
Okay.
We have every year the Volkswagen dealers partner with us, and they've donated a 2019 Passat Wolfsburg edition, and a blood donor is going to win that car. So it's automatic entry if you give blood through September 6th. So make sure you come on out and donate.
Okay, there we got that. What kind of blood are you looking for the most?
Well,
what type?
Obviously, with a need of 600 donors every single day, we need all blood types. But the need is most extraordinary for O positive and O negative, and kind of for different reasons. O negative is a very rare blood type. Only a small percentage of the population has it. But it's the only blood type that can be substituted for all other blood types. That's really important in emergencies and traumas. You know, if somebody's injured and needs an immediate transfusion. It's also important for pregnant women and premature babies generally only receive O negative because it's difficult to determine newborns and you know, when people are pregnant, what their baby's blood type is. And then finally, O positive is almost as universal as O negative. It can go to anybody with a positive blood type, which is more than 80% of the population. So you can imagine if we have shortages of other blood types, we can almost always substitute type O to balance the blood supply. So O positive, O negative most needed, but we do need all blood types to come out and donate, especially leading into the Independence Holiday Week, which is next week. That's the lowest week of the summer for blood donations.
Wow, I've not heard that one before. I knew O positive was like a universal, but I'd not heard the O negative thing before. So that was
O negative is it's a very small
important
percent, but it's important to people who are working in emergency rooms.
Okay, easy peasy, right? 45 minutes of your time. That's it. 45 minutes of your time. Bloodhero.com. Just go to bloodhero.com. And Vitalant's website was vitalant.org.
Yes, Vitalant.org. That's Vitalant.org. You can link on to bloodhero.com from there. But either website will help you find locations and make appointments.
Thanks for coming in, Sue. I know you make a long drive to come up here and do this for us once a year, but thank you so much. So that is today's show. If you enjoyed it, thank you for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.